Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So it's time to wait for more greatness. Today is almost the end of September, and as we wait for the next Pixel devices to launch, we see a lot of rumors, all of which are pretty much, some seem accurate, some don't, but more importantly, we have a new device coming. Now this is my Pixel 4a, and a lot of you guys always ask, what is your daily driver? What is your daily driver? This is predominantly my main daily driver alongside another device. So when I'm using a bigger device, I definitely have this device with me, and currently it's these two devices, the Fold and the Pixel 4a, because I have to have the cameras. It's just a part of the game for me. These cameras are absolutely great. I use them to pretty much do a lot of the thumbnails. I've always used Pixel devices for thumbnails. Even though I have cameras, I'm trying to work as quickly and efficiently as I can, and just for a thumbnail on a video, this is good enough. I mean, to me, these have just the best portrait shots ever. I love to do a lot of things in portrait. Now, overall, the experience with this device is blazing fast. 6 gigs of RAM is really good in this phone because it's stock Android, and then also you have that Snapdragon 730G in here. So the 5.8-inch display, this is a big display. This is a big phone to a lot of people. Again, I have these giant hands, and people often, no phone in my hands looks looks a certain way. So I have to point that out sometimes, I guess, because some people say, man, this guy's hands are huge, or these phones are really small. That was the last comment I saw. But nonetheless, this is the combination. I also have my TicWatch that I wear with my Pixel 4a, waiting for Google to bring out a smartwatch. Really waiting for that to happen. But until it does, the Pixel 4a, to me, the highlights are definitely the software, the cameras, the battery. I mean, it's just great. I really can't tell you enough how, if you want to experience Android, it has to be a Pixel device. It just has to. Flowing through this menu and putting up content on the software, I don't do that very often, because when I use some things that I just use them. I'm not so much using them because I'm pretty much out of my review phase for this device. At this point, here we are months later, however long this phone has been out, a month, two, I'm not really sure. I think I've had it for 2 months, I'm not even sure. But the reality is, this is a daily phone for the masses. This is the world of phones. You've got a headphone jack, fantastic camera, fingerprint reader, great hardware, stereo speakers, good compact size, and it's still got a very large screen. Now, when you think about that, this is almost a 6-inch display. So if we talk about the Pixel 5, which is rumored to have a 6-inch display, and then the Pixel 4a 5G, a 6.2-inch display, I like what Google is doing. Some of the leaks and rumors say that it's going to be a 90 hertz display, and it's going to have a 6-inch display. So the pictures that we see on Google's website, let me go to store, Google. The pictures that we see on the website, if I can find them somewhere, they're kind of hidden. They used to be up front. Here we go. Now it's kind of buried away. These pictures right here, the larger one is supposedly the 4a 5G, and the smaller one is the Pixel 5. Now these phones are going to start at $499 directly according to Google, right on their website. And I think this is important to note, that they're getting a lineup, is what they're doing. They're getting a nice lineup. This device is $350. So many leaks and rumors are saying, oh, the Pixel 5 is not going to be worth $700. I really can't grasp hold of reality when I see people do this ahead of time, but I know why they're doing it. I'm not naive. You've got phones like the new Samsung phone that's $699, and it's packing some power, but it's not stock Android, and it's not Google. It's not Google's cameras. There's a lot of things. It's not the Google performance. However, it does have the internals. I believe it's going to have a 120 hertz display, with a Snapdragon 865, and that's going to be important to the tech world. But I think Google, if I'm looking at this right, I think they're just trying to get their lineup back, and they have to get the most they have to get phones that's going to make them a profit and at the same time perform. And I think that with this phone, they proved that. They proved that, okay, I can put a Snapdragon 730G in here with 6 gigs of RAM, and we've got our software optimized so good that you're going to be impressed. We don't even have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in this little guy. We have a 3140. My battery life on this thing is incredible. It is just ridiculous. It's beyond good. And I think Google has proved themselves with a major comeback with the 4A. And then the 5 going into what's to come next. I mean, I think the Pixel 5, whether it's priced at $699, $620, $499, $599, it can't be $499, $599, whatever it's going to be, that's what it is. So if the Pixel 4a 5G starts at $499, one thing I would be concerned about though is they're trying to get their lineup back. So the Pixel 5 supposedly has a 6-inch display, which is just a little bit bigger than this, with a 90 hertz display in 1080p, and then 8 gigs of RAM supposedly, remember, rumor mill. And then the 4A 5G is going to be a 6.2 inch with a 1080p, and pretty much the internals are the same except for it has 6 gigs of RAM. And they're basing them all on 128 gigs of storage. I just like how they are approaching this now. They're getting their feet back under them, and they're doing it in a smart way. I think they learned so much from the Pixel 4. And let's be clear here, the 4 and the 4 XL were not bad phones. They were just priced incorrectly for what they were trying to compete against and what they offer, like the memory options and things like that. Other than that, just the price and the memory options to me was like the major downside of the Pixel 4 and 4 XL. However, they were fantastic. They were great, great phones, period. They just, when people compare them, so you had OnePlus at that time really doing a whole bunch with the specs. I mean, they were really trying to just be the spec kings and the spec giants. But now Google is getting their feet under them, and those two devices should keep them on the map. I mean, this little guy right here, and I really shouldn't say little. This phone is very nice. This is a sweet setup, and it's good to see Google really dig in and get their feet wet and give us something great. And I think with this device right here, they set the stage for what's to come. Now, there's always going to be critics out there that say, there's no way. People are already saying, it shouldn't cost $699. It should be more like $499 or $399. How they come up with these prices? They're coming up with these prices based on what other companies are putting out. And Samsung just tried to beat everybody to the punch by bringing out the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. But what Samsung really did was screwed over their current fan base. It's crazy that they named it the Fan Edition, but they're screwing over their true fans, honestly, I believe, by bringing out the same phone for $300 to $400 less. Anybody who has an S20, S20 Ultra, any of these devices, Galaxy Note 20, we all got messed over. We got messed over, really. We got messed over. And see what Google is doing? Yes, I have to give Samsung credit. They did bring those phones out at a really good price and got some exclusive colors. However, they're screwing over their fan base at the same time, naming the phone the Fan. What Google is trying to do, I believe, they haven't told me this. Nothing like that. I hope they watch my videos. But I think what they're trying to do is get their lineup back, get their feet planted, and get their lineup back and offer something that is going to be good value to the customer with performance. Because if we always focus on specs, and I'm not giving them a pass on the specs, folks. Let's not go there. I'm not giving them a pass on the specs. They very well probably could release the same device with 865 processor for the Pixel 5. They probably could and still price it at $629 and remain profitable. They chose to go with the 765, whatever. I know though that the price point won't hurt it too much this time around, because the other companies again are bringing out really spec'd up phones with low prices, but the quality of the device is going to say a lot. More people will enjoy, I would think you would enjoy stock Android, a true Android experience over a really bloat heavy device. That's just what I think. Anyway, it's your man Jay. Discussion video. The Pixel 4a is here. It's the foundation of what Google is starting with their new setup. How do you guys think the Pixel 5 and 4a 5G are going to do in today's smartphone world? How do you think it's going to do? I think it's going to be a hit amongst the masses, because this phone right here, when it came out, everybody laughed about it and talked about it, but it's apparently doing very well. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good look from Google. I hope they can continue this trend and putting out quality products. Would I have liked to have seen an A65 just for kicks, I guess, just to say that I have it? Sure. Why not? If everybody else is doing it for a pretty low price, why not? However, we take what we get, and I know that from Google, we're going to get fantastic performance, great battery, and cameras are always top-notch and never touched by a lot of the competition. It's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion on the Pixel 4a. This is an update on this device, man. I've had this since launch and it is fantastic. And I'm pretty sure the next iteration from Google is going to be fantastic too. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.